conference will now be recorded.
Mike Berganini,
Good evening.
Lloyd Colston,
Here.
Chris Johnson,
Here.
Travis Pierman,
Here.
Dwayne Eastman, Cody Richardson,
Here.
and Dottie Smith.
Okay. Consent agenda, would you go over the minutes you have already?
We approve.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion on the minutes of December 9th? All in favor, signify with aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Done. Okay. We need to recess planning commission and convene the Board of Zoning Appeals.
Right.
Yes, Brandon resigned or?
Yeah, he was up for reappointment and chose not to be reappointed. So yeah, effectively.
Okay, was he one of our out of city?
Yes, he was out of city.
Okay. Anyway, I need a motion to recess planning commission and convene the Board of Zoning.
I make a motion. I'll
That's
second.
what we said.
Yeah.
Any opposed? Any further discussion? All in favor signify with aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. And we need to open it to a public hearing. I need a motion to open a public hearing to consider the advisability of granting a variance to reduce the front yard setback from 25 to 5 feet, construction of a carport at 1117 North 9.
I'd like to make a motion that we hold a public hearing to consider advisability of granting variance to reduce front yard setback from 45 to 5 feet for construction of a carport at 1117 North 9th Street.
All in favor, signify with aye.
Aye.
Public meeting is open. We have anyone here from that property? Me. Would you like to speak?
Yeah.
And your name, please?
Oh, I'm sorry. My name is Frida Wolf Brown.
Sorry, what was the last name? Brown?
Brown, Wolf Brown. That's my husband, Joe Brown. We're getting on up there in age, and the back door is not keyed to go in and out of. We'd have to walk all the way around the house. I have RA. He's older than me. I have a doctor's thing that I gave to Mr. Joshua White, asking that we please be able to put the carport out front. I have a nice new vehicle, and I like to keep it that way, but I'm nervous. I don't know what to say, but I would really appreciate you guys allowing me to rezone it. We realize that it would have to be attached to the house, and however you guys order us to do, we will do that. But it would be a hardship to have to walk all the way from the backyard around to the house.
And you do have a back door?
I do, it's not keyed.
I would like to say something.
Does get ready.
Her house, her yard is really nice. And this carport will not downgrade the neighborhood. Because she got one of the cleanest, nicest, well-kept houses in the neighborhood.
And you are Joe?
Yes.
Husband?
Yes, this is my husband.
Okay.
He's getting ready to be, he's almost 80 years old. I'm well into my 60s. We ain't no young spring chickens. You know, and the ground, it's sandy and it's forever changing with humps and bumps. I have trouble navigating it. I have RA. He has, we just really need it out front.
Your back door is not keyed?
My back door is not keyed. It's a sliding glass back door, and it would be a hardship. We have dogs, and the fence, we'd have to move the fence. And the neighbors right there on opposite alley, there's a tree line and a garage. And it would be hard to get in and out of that alleyway to back in and out.
Is there a garage in the backyard?
No. They're just on the other side of the alley, facing where I'd have to back in and out of. There's a garage that sits right there on the alley and a tree line also.
And that's someone else's garage?
That's someone else's stuff, yes.
So originally, at the end of the driveway, your property is where the red vehicle is, right?
Yes, ma'am. That's the front of my house.
Okay, originally, that was a garage.
I don't know. If it was before my
Yeah,
time.
it was.
It's got a big stone fireplace and all
Yeah.
kinds of stuff in there now that I didn't know. And I was wondering if that was what it was, and if you got, I can't take the fireplace out, and
No.
it takes up too
No,
much
you
room.
can't put it back into being in the garage. No.
And it will increase the tax value, and you guys will get, paid for the building permits and the additional taxes, per year. And I just ask you, please,
We've just gone through the process.
Ms. Brown,
yes, sir.
it was like, I didn't take a tape measure to your yard, but it looks like, for what this says, you want to build a longer carport.
I don't need that big of a carport. I will build it to your specifications.
Okay.
It's a
To be fair, I just kind of.
12 to 20.
Okay, we're not gonna use that one, Jeff, 'cause
Okay.
they're not gonna, he has trouble hearing.
We don't, I mean, that's a very long driveway.
Yeah.
We don't need to
And I don't need
change the
it,
setback.
no,
How far is it from the street to the front office?
I don't know.
Quite a ways.
I am not good with measuring. Joe, how far do you think it is from the street to my house?
6 feet.
60
Yeah.
feet, probably? I
We're
don't
good
know.
distance.
Yeah, we definitely don't need to change the setback.
Okay, I don't even know what that means.
Well, part of the request was to change, the setback is 25 feet.
You mean it had to
From
be
the
set back
street.
from the house?
No, from the
From the
street,
Oh,
No,
okay.
it's from the property line.
from the property line.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay? And so from the city property line, which isn't from the street, because the city has a setback. Okay?
Okay.
So the setback there is what, 10 feet from the city?
What?
10, 12 feet?
Roughly.
Yeah.
That's probably about what
Your
that is.
property, your house is 60 feet?
I
I
don't
don't
think
know
it'd
if
be
it's
that
that
far.
far.
Yeah.
That's a long ways, and I'm not sure if it's that
It's-
far. He would probably.
It's probably closer to 40-ish
40,
from the
Okay,
street.
yeah.
40, and you're looking for a carport that is what? How long?
However long, whatever your guidelines are, we'll go by.
Our guidelines
I
are nothing in
know.
the front.
I know that, but you know what I'm saying. Whatever you guys allow me. We do already have one that's 12 by 22, but I don't know if it's up to y'all, whatever you guys will allow me to put up there. I'd appreciate
You
it.
have one that's, what do you mean you already have?
We have one that's not assembled. It's just laying in the yard.
It's like a metal,
Yes.
okay,
I didn't know if you guys would allow that. Okay, we'll do wooden
it's totally, yeah. those
and
aren't-
painted the
those aren't
same
being
as the
allowed at
house
all.
and painted the same as the house.
So,
I will,
Yeah, we just went through all this in the last couple of months.
yeah,
And ended carports on the front, other than Bradley area and areas within Washington Alley.
yeah.
We really don't fit in any of that.
That's almost like not having it now, because like I said, there's tree lines and everything else. It would be a mess to try to put
I
something in the
didn't have a
backyard.
chance to drive it.
She'd have to move that back fence up quite a ways to have room to get the car in, because you can't come straight to it and then turn with that much room. So that, like I said, that would about eliminate the backyard.
And
Is that,
I would have trouble backing out.
which one is it?
So on this map, it's this property here.
Okay,
So this would
okay,
be the alley.
that's why it looks, so the other properties have garages.
Josh, are you ciphering if a shorter carport would be? Oh, God.
No, I don't think any carport
No.
would meet it.
Nothing in the front.
Generally speaking, all of the development needs to be even with the line of houses in the front.
There's other houses on my
Two
block.
houses north that's got a carport. It's an older house,
Right here.
it's older carport, but they've got it.
They have them shingled and made of wood and painted the same in their house, and I'd be willing to do
We
that.
just did an ordinance that forbid
Yeah.
this. So what's there already is before the ordinance. How much room do you have to the side of your house?
I don't have enough room to the side of my house, otherwise I'd do it there. I have a big central heat and air unit on one side, and the other side, there's no driveway or anything else. And it would butt up against the neighbors.
Oh, yeah.
It's actually very similar to the spacing that you see.
Yeah. Yeah.
The lot's obviously deeper and they're.
I realized it'd have to be connected to the house and painted the same as the house and the shingles and all that, and I'm willing to do that.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of like what Dottie's saying. Just the last meeting, we kind of put the rules in place for allowing carports in the front only in cases that there's not an alley. So we just did that last meeting, and then I think if we come and say, okay, you do have an alley, we're gonna put it in the front, we basically just might
Yeah,
as
but
well
throw that away.
scratch at it and just, it would
There's
just be.
circumstances that,
But your neighbors, I mean, 3 houses next to you all have their parking in the back. I mean, I think anybody in the whole city could come and then just say, well, I have a
well,
tree.
that
or I have
White House
something.
that's not pictured, they got a carport out front to go to the right. And on down a few houses, there's another carport that's shingled and
I don't
everything
see it. I don't
else.
see a carport in this picture.
I wish I would have missed this meeting where we voted on this, because I wanted to, I guess I'd like to know what the reasoning was that the committee voted against it.
Actually, we did the other way around.
We allowed it for anybody who does not have an alley, but if you
But
have
again,
an alley.
still that's traipsing through the yard for me and Joe.
What's the detrimental effect of having a carport in the front of a house with a lot this size? I mean, what is the real downside to having a property owner do that?
I mean, it had to do with the setback, I mean, having all, partially uniformity, partially, I mean, the setbacks were created long before my time.
Yes.
Every
But if
neighborhood kind of has a
they
standard
meet some
setback.
sort of a setback requirement, that they're not impeding on
But
some.
this is
Yeah,
already
20.
asking for a change in
Yeah.
setbacks.
The 25 feet, if you can fit the carport and be back 25 feet, it's still okay in the front,
No, it's not.
not at all,
It's nothing, no, it's
I
nothing
thought that-
beyond the front of the house.
beyond the front.
Front
It's
line
kind
of the house.
setback.
So,
That's going to be within 25 feet.
Yes.
I'm asking for you guys to please make an exception. Like
what
I said,
happens
that's,
is when we do make an exception for you, which I understand your need. I understand totally what you're saying, and it's not personal. What happens is we just passed the ordinance. We've opened the door for anyone throughout the city to have the same thing. Every one of them will have a reason. No one will come before us without what they consider a legitimate reason. And that totally voids the ordinance. It's just been passed and went through a lot of study and a lot of time.
What do we do when somebody builds against the ordinance?
Without a permit,
No, with the
they can't
permit,
get a permit.
Yeah.
but you might be surprised.
we're
Not
not
get a
surprised.
permit that's against the Josh, you're gonna issue permits outside the ordinance.
I just turned
Well,
one down yesterday.
This is gonna make people mad, but I'm just gonna speak truth.
Good.
My neighbor is his wife is the daughter of one of the city inspectors. They hold a permit for a building that far exceeds 80% of their backyard.
No, it doesn't.
That's 80% of their backyard. Well,
We've been through this, Travis.
no, we haven't, but I'm gonna speak on the record. I've spoke to you about it.
You spoke to Josh.
Yes. The building, in my opinion, should have never been permitted. But the permit was pulled, the building was built, and there it stands. It's in Summit Acres. I don't know their address. I have to look up.
I even have a doctor's letter asking you guys because of my health and Joe's health. You know, we have trouble getting around. I have RA and stuff.
Understand.
I
I'm 81 years old.
Okay, then you know where I'm coming from.
I feel like I'm okay with saying no or saying yes. I'm just a very rational person. My votes only carries one vote anyway, like whatever the committee decides. But I would love to just understand why we can't make concessions for some people about things when they truly might need it. Or, in this case, it looks like their yard's deep, right? And I don't understand. Obviously, everybody's not always going to get what they want.
And
And that's okay. But sometimes I think we should be open to new information and considering things if it really is detrimental. Is there a fire reason? I mean, what's the reason besides?
and to answer your, voice question, with due process, these clients have due process, even if we turn them down. So our answer is our answer. But beyond that, the city commission can make all kinds of decisions they want to make and have been known to violate the process and not purpose. But the idea that we have to follow the guidelines that we have enacted. This committee did this.
Right.
I'm sorry, but our hands are kind of tied, in my opinion.
Well, have you ever been
Yes,
wrong about something and received new information or like made an exception for things?
yes, I've been wrong before. My wife will tell you that every day.
I'm just saying that, like, besides just saying, well, we already said no to somebody else, like, is there
something they can do? Yes, they can hire an attorney and sue the city.
but why should they have to do that if we're reasonable people and we're having an open discussion about it?
But the question is based on the information that we now have. We can't change what we just did.
Sure we can. That's why we're a committee.
But we can't do it in this meeting because it's not on the agenda.
Then we can table this for another meeting.
I would appreciate that.
What is the purpose of tabling?
Well, in case, because Lloyd said that we can't change it, and I said, sure we can, we're a committee, and he said we can't do it in this meeting.
And you're not talking a simple process,
No.
Travis.
No,
I'll keep in mind, Travis, not that I don't want them to have what they need or want. It opens the door totally.
Correct.
Every single person that comes that wants a carport in their front yard will have a legitimate reason.
well, anytime
I'm not
somebody
gonna
comes,
tell anybody.
anytime somebody comes in front of us to consider a variance or something, like, we've already got a rule that's set in stone. That's why they're coming to consider a variance of that rule that we've instated. So that's like saying that no variance could ever be considered. And to me, that logic is unsound.
I mean, I think normally there's a reason that's kind of out of the ordinary. Like she said, this is just, I mean, I don't, no offense. The other guys have a garage across the street. I don't want to walk from my backyard. I don't have a key for my back door. I see the 3 houses all next door, all park in the backyard. This is 1, 2, 3. This is the 4th one in line. The other 3 next door all did it. I mean, I know it's a hassle to move the fence, walk through the yard, change the key to the lock, but that's not like I'm on some weird lot. And they may sell this house in 6 months. And then, we did it for these and it's on the house forever.
Okay, well, that's why I like to be open to discussing these, very frankly, like they're here and we're discussing it, like whatever reasons that you guys, I am totally open to understanding. I just want to make my vote based on a completely sound, rational, and not something like, well, we've already made the rule, and it's like, well, I don't understand, so that makes a little bit of sense, maybe, but if there's no fire hazard, if there's no, what is that, because I missed this meeting, what was the reason that you guys discussed that we couldn't have carports in the front?
You guys are welcome to sit down here if you want.
Oh,
Have
thank
you
you.
driven to some of the areas of the city that did it?
You want me to sit
That's
back
the
here?
neighborhood.
No, you're fine. This is fine.
I mean, I'm sure I have. I
You
just
haven't noticed.
haven't noticed that it was any more detrimental than people having rundown houses.
Well, we don't want to encourage that either, do it?
No, we don't, but the fact of the matter is these homes, most of them are very old in our city.
Yes.
And unless people, and we live in a city where the average median income is very low. And so with the property taxes and everything as high as they are, the median annual income for the average family being as low as it is, I find it a hard thing to accept that we expect people to keep, especially if people on a fixed income, to keep their houses looking immaculate when it may be out of their professional purview, their skill level, their financial ability. I find all those things unacceptable to, like, those don't figure it, well, you should have just done it. Well, that's not the real world. It's not that black and white. These are real people that have real problems that.
And these are real people with real
Yes.
problems, and I'm not getting any younger either. And I can understand having the need for a carport in the front yard based on Americans with Disabilities Act. But we didn't talk about ADA when we drafted the policy we now are forced to deal with. And their variance request can't be approved because they have an alley in the back. And they have admitted that it's not impossible, but it's difficult to get that car in the backyard, but it's not impossible.
Well, and the hardship, I'm guessing, of walking around the yard.
Correct. Now, they have a doctor's statement. If you want to table this until we can revisit the ordinance, certainly that's within your purview to make the motion to do that. But we just discussed this.
We just went through it. Josh.
Sam on this one.
So the reason this came before you is because they requested a permit.
Right.
And so I denied the permit because of, it didn't match with that. And then it's my obligation to offer them their due process. Like, and that's what this is.
I understand.
And actually this came about is the June hailstorm caused a plethora
That's why we have this
applications
discussion.
Right.
for this department to consider. And as part of that consideration, we knew we were going to have to adjust the ordinance. So we adjusted the ordinance.
Mhm.
And this is an evidence that we didn't do a good enough job.
I think we did do a pretty good
I
job,
thought we did too.
but, and we talked about things that would open the door, and that's what this is.
Right.
And at that point, we said no. As a committee, as a commission, knowing that there would be variances requested. And like you said, there is a backyard. It is difficult, it would be maybe more costly, but you do have the ability to put the carport in the backyard with a lock on your door that you can open it to put your carport there that you can easily use to get in and out of your house.
Mr. Brown,
So,
is it possible that you could build a carport in the backyard?
He said, is it possible you can build that carport in the backyard?
Yeah, it's possible, but
you mean the kind of.
It's unhandy.
When they
it's
have.
not,
They could both.
not
they could put that back.
feasible.
But only-
It
yes.
requires a lot more
They have-
money to be able to do
I
that.
understand.
We
I
got to move.
understand cost.
Rita, it just came up, the carport you have that's laying in pieces, that's not put together yet, it is legal for you to get a permit and install that in the backyard.
Are you asking me or
No,
are you
I'm
telling me?
telling you,
Are you telling me it is legal?
it is
It is
legal for you to put
Okay.
what you have in the backyard.
Okay,
It'll never be legal for you to put what you have in the front yard.
right.
So what would save you, for you to build in the front yard, what would be required, it would be very costly.
It ain't no more costly than having to haul dirt in for a driveway, gravel in, move a fence
Um,
and everything else. I don't, you
But
know.
you do have a carport you could use there, you do have a backyard, you do have a back door. So it could be done.
Yeah, but it's a lot more expensive and
And at this point, that is what the ordinance requires. I'm not making the decision. I'm just giving you information.
Can you tell this weighs terribly heavy on my conscience and soul for some reason? I don't even know these people, but I feel like awful about it.
Believe me, Travis, you're fairly new, and these things come up. And believe me, we all feel awful.
And
I mean, to have to say no
I
to
don't know.
somebody,
It's
we
not
all
fun to
feel
say
awful.
that.
You know, that is part of the job of
You
being
don't
a
know that
planning
what?
commissioner.
I don't know them.
No,
I
none of
still
us
don't.
do. None of us know the grounds. Travis, that is part of your job as a planning commissioner.
Right.
Okay, and yes, you're going to feel bad. That's the way, that's part of the job. If that is not the job you want, then reconsider. That is the job that you've committed to. One way or another, believe me, almost every time we meet, you're going to feel bad. Okay? That's the way it is.
What's interesting is they do have an option.
Yes.
It may not be 100% what you like, but it's an option. And that can be adjusted somehow with them to make it work better with their circumstances, with the lot and the house doors and so on. So there is an option.
And therefore, we wouldn't be opening the door for this all the time again. And that's what we're trying to, that's what the ordinance was designed, so that we wouldn't have it. We have had some installed without permits. One was on South B, it was torn down. The city enforced it, and it was huge, and a lot of money was invested. It
Right.
came down. It was done without permit. There are several around town, probably many around town that were done without permits long ago, quite a while ago. And if you drive around and look, you'll see many that were added years and years ago that were eventually enclosed and made into rooms.
And I have
Became a
seen,
permanent part of the house. Another thing.
I have seen comments on Facebook where your neighbors have said, rain on us, we're gonna do what we're gonna do. And the outcome of that is when they install, they have to take it down.
Yeah.
And get the permit. And
When
then,
we talked to the neighbors and they didn't object to it.
My friends
The
will
current
call my
neighbors.
neighbors in front of me, beside me,
yes,
I
behind me.
understand, I do too. I don't. I
So
live in the
basically, this is a
neighborhood.
no-no, right?
We haven't voted yet.
Oh, okay.
I mean, one of the things I don't know that it's gonna be any more expensive, because what we've got here to match the house and attach to the house and the permits and all that, it's not a cheap route. So, I mean, moving a fence, hauling in some gravel and bolting up the unit you already have.
Yeah, but it's gonna tear up the yard, I mean.
You're gonna
Like I
get-
said, it's gonna reduce the part of the yard
It
you
would,
would have.
it's gonna reduce the
Right.
yard, yeah.
But that's part of having the choices made, to have dogs, to have the yard fence, to all these things, that all enters into it. So I'm sorry, that's, it all enters into the decisions you've already made. And so what we've got is, okay, I've got my yard fenced, yes, I have alley access, but I've got my yard fenced. I don't want to move the fence, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that. For that reason, I want the carport front, although it's against the ordinance. I'm sorry, I know. What he said,
I would,
it's moving your fence, it's putting in some sort of driveway, putting up the carport you have, it's fixing the lock on your back.
I would also
What
consider
about a garage on the
an
front?
item for a
They can
future
do that?
meeting, Josh,
What's that?
They
is
can't add
that
on
we
to the house.
revisit this issue again with consideration of the Americans with Disabilities Act. And if someone is handicapped, as they have indicated they are, we have to do reasonable accommodation according to federal law. So let's have a meeting. Can't do it today. Maybe can't do it next month, but at some point in the future, we will go into the process of revisiting this.
But even with that, Lloyd, you have the same thing in the front yard
I know,
that you do the backs.
I know,
Okay, and if somebody doesn't have an alley,
I know, but
then
you have,
they can have a carport.
but you have to produce evidence that ADA applies to you.
It doesn't in this case. But you,
In
I
order for
understand what you're
ADA
saying.
to cover the problem, you have to produce evidence that you are disabled.
I understand that,
Okay,
but even being disabled wouldn't change this situation. would it?
if there's reasonable accommodation, and this is not something we're going to continue to discuss tonight, if there is reasonable accommodation to be considered, we'll discuss how it is to be considered in a future meeting.
Talk about that
Yes,
at another time.
Sure.
Okay?
thank you.
Okay, are there any more questions, any more discussion? Anybody out here have anything to discuss? Yes, Charlie?
What's their next step if you deny this?
Josh, go before the commission.
No, it wouldn't be the commission, it'd be district court.
District Court.
You think we could get an attorney and get that changed?
That would have to be in district court.
Okay.
Why,
Josh, could you give us just a brief overview of the purpose of setbacks? I think that's part of the issue is like the setbacks and the purpose of them.
Yeah, basically, the main reason for setbacks is so that everything is uniform on a block, so that it affects property values, affects all sorts of livability concerns, curb appeal, that kind of thing. In this situation, this wouldn't apply, but setbacks are also valuable in situations where corners come into play because of the hazard. So there's a life safety for those situations, but most of the time, the setbacks, especially the front and the rear, are just about the uniformity of the neighborhood. The side yard setbacks, which we're not discussing, but I'm going to bring it up anyways, are there for fire reasons. So we have separation between structures. But again, that doesn't apply in this situation. I'm just explaining why.
The easiest thing, in my opinion, to do is do the backyard. That's the easiest thing when we got the carport. The harder thing is to wait until we can decide if we're going to change this issue. Is going to be a little harder. And the even harder thing, if I were you, would be to take the city to district court. That's the choice.
you know, I've only been here a very short while, so I'm new at this company. But I'm not new to life in general, and I'm a pretty sharp fellow. And I think that this is going to be a repeat thing, not just with you. They've already mentioned that it's happened multiple times. Every time there's a storm, we're gonna have this. Every time there's anything, we're gonna have this. I'm sure that this is going to be brought up for discussion again, even if I have to make the motion to do that.
We'll be discussing that. Josh has already heard us say, we'll discuss this again.
So
It's okay. We're going to discuss this again.
it's not out of the realm of possibility that new information could come to light
Right.
that would possibly cause people to consider a change of heart. Not saying that that's going to happen, but it could. It could. New information can sometimes change people's minds.
Right.
And maybe there's other cities that are doing this well. Maybe there's good reasons for it. Maybe,
I still think the easiest thing is to put the carport back on.
that is the easiest thing. Financially and time-wise, that is the easiest thing, but that might not be ideal for whatever you're facing. I don't know. But I'm telling you, don't give up all hope.
Okay, thank you.
We're not.
Because I can't carry the weight to pass this by myself.
I understand.
Thank you. And thank you for understanding.
Any further discussion? And I need a motion to close the public hearing on this issue.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
All in favor, signify with aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
All right.
Thank you for your time.
And thank you for coming.
Motion to
Nothing.
We just closed the hearing. That's
We
it.
just closed the hearing.
That's all we're doing.
Yes.
You're just gonna drop the issue?
Yes. At this point, yes.
I think it would be appropriate to table it, but
I make a motion we table
I
this.
don't think it be
I'll second
tabled
the motion.
because discussion, because although we are going to bring it back up, the reasons we would bring it back up would not apply to this, because this is not,
specific case.
this is not an ADA issue.
Then I would urge
This
you
is an
to,
inconvenience.
I would urge you to make a motion, either deny it or whichever.
I
Okay,
don't know what the doctor said.
I don't
I
know.
don't know if it's
It
not,
doesn't.
it's not an ADA issue.
because this is, you've heard it all. This is an inconvenience. They have a backyard. They can access the backyard. They have everything they need to put it in the backyard.
Do they have a ramp on the front of their
No,
house?
they don't. And they could, no, they can do everything they need to in the backyard that
Correct.
fulfills the ordinance we have.
It's hard to see if
So
it's
at this point, I need a motion to either approve.
I have to
the
withdraw my motion to table then.
Okay?
Thank you.
Then I
It
will
will be
make a
coming
motion
up.
to,
Travis, it will be coming up.
Ms. Smith, I will make a motion to deny the variance.
Do I have a second?
I will second.
Do we have any further discussion? Voice vote, Josh?
Lloyd Colston,
Yes.
remember these, a yes vote is a denial. Good grief. Chris Johnson,
Yes.
Travis Pearman,
No.
Cody Richardson,
Yes.
and Dottie Smith.
Yes.
Now, this doesn't mean that we cannot discuss the issue at another meeting.
Right,
This is not a dead horse. It's just critical.
right. No, it's for tonight.
Right.
We will revisit the ordinance.
Right.
Okay.
That was my intent.
I actually think that's not a bad idea.
I agree.
Uh,
I agree. I think there will be circumstances that would be ADA. This is not one,
Okay.
but there would be circumstances that ADA would apply. But,
You might
but
be
also,
surprised.
any circumstance that would probably, no, we can discuss it.
I will tell you, I did receive a note from the doctor about this. So that was totally legit.
Yeah, I
And because of
understand.
that, we can't discuss
I just
that.
didn't put that in the packet
Yeah, it's
for
okay.
obvious reasons.
It's okay.
But
I
I will
mean, I
tell you,
I
to
realize
your
that.
face, that I'm proof of ADA compliance helping me in my previous life in Oklahoma.
Well, I understand. My place in Oregon has a long ramp.
Yeah.
And a very long carport. My husband needs it. Where we are now, we don't have it. But it is also, does not come beyond the house. You know, it would fit the ordinance we have.
Another topic for another meeting. then.
That's right. Okay, gentlemen. I need a public hearing for granting a variance for a sign. Could I have a motion, please? Put your papers, number 4.
Make a motion, we hold a public hearing to consider the advisability, granting a variance of the sign at 1110 East Kansas to exceed the maximum height and area.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, signify with aye.
Aye.
Opposed? How about Josh?
Okay, so totally different kind of request,
Yes.
which is kind of refreshing.
It's a variance request.
It is a variance
It's the
request.
same type of issue.
It's a totally different scenario though.
Okay.
So this is for the truck stop, the new truck stop that's going in, and we do have the owners here for some questions later. So the property surrounding this is all commercial or mixed use, depending on what you're talking about. Regulations do limit the height of a sign anywhere in a C3 district to 25 feet and 100 square feet. So the proposal is for a sign with a height of 50 feet in an area of about 246. Now, to be fair, 22 of that is actually a separate business within the building. So really,
But it's one sign.
it's one structure. But I just wanted to point that out. So there's about 13 acres. So this property, of course, is currently being developed as a truck stop. It was annexed in 2007. It was brought in with residential zoning, but this group rezoned that in 2021. Actually, let me back up. It was changed to mixed use zoning in 2014 when we rezoned the city. And then in 2021, it came before this body. And it was zoned to C3 because the truck stop would not have been allowed in a mixed use district. So this is a significant distance from any residences. It's about 500 feet or so. There is one immediately across from it on the other side of the levee. But because of the distance, that's why I said it should not present an issue for the neighbors. Part of the reason that they are requesting this height of a sign, first of all, it's a highway type business. And we do not have regulations that take that into contact. And I don't know that it's appropriate for us to develop regulations around a situation like this because it's the likelihood of us needing more of these is low.
Unfortunately.
So that's why this is when a variance really is a good way to deal with. The other thing is the sign, the base of the sign based on the property line and based how it has to be set back from the levee, that sort of thing. It's quite a bit lower than the roadway. I don't know a height exactly of that. Probably not a full 25 feet, but it is lower than the road by quite a bit. And it's
some
kind of
things in
unusual.
your introduction that caused me to have a question.
Okay.
If this were to be rezoned to another level, what rezoning would it apply to get this?
We don't have a zoning that would allow it. Not that high.
Can you show us where they want to put it exactly? Like,
Yep.
do you have a top down or something?
I do. So in this image that you see here, it's kind of in here's the roundabout.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's kind of north of these trees. I'll show you I'll show that in a second too. So here is the sign that's proposed. So it has, your standard gas station brand,
Good brand.
price thing. And then this is the other business. It's a restaurant. And I don't think it's a secret anymore. It's a Charlie's.
So how
Just think.
far above it sets down.
Mhm.
So taking in the level of where the road is, how far above that, the road would it be?
That I'm not sure about because I'm not sure of the height of the levee.
Probably 30 feet.
Somewhere there. So it's probably a good 30 feet above.
Yeah.
So.
What is our ordinance state?
So the ordinance would just go with the level ground where the base of the sign is.
Right,
And so that's how we would measure the 25 feet.
25 feet.
Is there anything prohibiting the owner from raising the base level elevation of the ground?
Yes, I would argue that would be skirting the system if they did that.
Okay.
Not okay.
Is it going to be lit?
Yes.
In
So-
what way?
Internally.
So it won't be lights shining up at the sign, it'll be lights shining out from the sign.
Very good. So here is the site plan. So Kansas Avenue is at the bottom here. The bypass is over here. And so here is I know that's small. Here is where the convenience store itself would be. And here is the sign location. So there is another property here that's owned by, I think it's still owned by Kuhn Mechanical.
Yes.
And the tree line is right along here. So it's not right at the roundabout.
There's a piece of property that belongs to Coon.
Yeah.
Isn't this the north side of Kansas?
Yes,
Roundabout.
yes, they do. I know.
They own that lot across the road where that old house that was squatters were
Mhm.
burned down?
Huh.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
I don't know what their plans are for it, but
Mainly in,
What concerns do we have about that obstructing from the view from the roundabout to the roundabout, this four-way traffic stop that we have there with the roundabout? Not a stop, but you know what I'm,
I don't know what roundabout is, yeah.
yeah, we got it coming from four directions. Two of them, could traffic coming south from the north be visually impaired in any way from traffic on Kansas Avenue heading east?
where?
No?
no, because of the roundabout, that's right there.
Okay,
And it's pretty far north.
Your little thing there, where is the sign to be?
So on this map, so here's these two properties,
Yes.
and it would be like right at the corner here.
Okay.
Oh, okay, right,
Throw your
so
mouse on.
that 11, where 1130 is, right
Yes.
at that tip?
Right about there, yeah.
And
Okay.
there's no like light. Do we think that the amount of light would bother the people at 28,429 there? Is that the only house nearby?
That would be the one place that could be a concern.
And that's a big sign, so it's gonna have quite a few lumens
Yeah.
pumping through that thing.
This entire place is gonna be.
Lit
It
up.
also will be lit up pretty brightly.
Yeah, the whole.
It's a
parking lot.
24-hour operation, so
Yeah.
I presume.
The sign's gonna be.
Yeah.
I'm going.
But they do set down below the berm or the,
Yeah.
so the light would be somewhat, which way is the sign facing? Like it's gonna be facing north and south, right?
So have you heard from those neighbors? Do they know of this proposal?
They do, in fact, one of them is here.
Okay.
Or he owns property in there, yeah.
Would you stand up, sir?
What do you want to finish your discussion? I can get
Hmm?
to it. Well, you are important.
Yeah, what do you have to say?
What is your
What are
name,
thoughts?
sir? What is your name?
Robert Wilson.
I'm Robert Wilson.
I'm the owner of that
Of that house?
28,429 71st Road. Of course, I got notice of it. It's within 200 feet. And I'm concerned about it.
What are your concerns?
Well, you were asking about heights and all that. I'm finally in the 21st century. On my phone, I got an altitude app where you can put in. The grade where the sign is going to go is 1,072 feet above sea level. The center of the bypass is 1,087 feet. So there's a 15-foot rise.
But that's new information. I didn't have that.
That's what
I
I put in
appreciate
my
that.
arm a while ago.
Yeah.
It's more-
I was making sure you spoke.
Yeah. A 25-foot sign would still be 10 feet above the driving surface, the top of it. 50-foot sign is going to be 35 feet. The structure over there, there's a shop structure, and then my ex-son-in-law lives in the home there. Both bedrooms are on the west end of the house. That sign is going to be illuminated 24/7. And I think it certainly affects the quality of life there. Now, when I think of a variance, I think of, here's the rule, let's go another 2%, 4%, 5%. On height, we're talking 200%.
That's correct.
On the square footage, we're talking 246%. I think of a variance as a little bit, that's completely throwing it out. You guys talked earlier on this other deal, not wanting to open it up for everybody else to do. We want everybody else in town now to come in and say, they got a 50-foot, I want 50 foot. I want a 247 square feet. But Daisy Mays decided that right across here. I think what they're looking at is more suited to an interstate, the turnpike, I-35. This was, I don't know, going back 30 years or more, they had the Greenway project. I don't know how many of you remember that. Remember Ed Gillen pushed on it, the Greenway. I wonder what those, I don't know if any of those folks are left alive or not. I mean, I am, but wonder what they'd have to say about that. This thing's gonna stick 35 feet above the road, illuminated 24/7, 2.5 times bigger than what's normally allowed, high lumens, right into the 2 bedrooms on the west end of the house I got there where the ex-son-in-law and the grandkids live. A 25-foot sign, that's still visible. That's still going to be up above the eyesight of every driver on that bypass. Now,
Especially in truck.
huh? Let me speak.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
Oh, he said.
I said,
Oh, you did? Okay.
especially in a truck.
Oh, yeah.
The truck is up higher.
It'll still be higher than them.
That's right.
Even a driver in a truck isn't going to be more than 15 feet off the surface. So
I'm agreeing with you.
this thing's going to be visible from windshield to new curb. I would like for you to not let the genie out of the bottle for 2 times, 2.5 times signage in Arc City.
If, looking at this picture of this sign, have you seen this sign?
Yeah,
Okay.
come up and look at Josh's
If
office.
this was changed where this part that says Phillips 66 was lowered to here,
The whole thing's visible at 25 feet, or I could see a zoning variance being 30 feet, but 200%. That's my issue. It's a 200% variance.
30%.
And 246% on square footage. Just across the road. Yeah, I'm across the road. This property's in the county. I don't know that should make a difference because it's still a question of how livability does it make.
Yeah, I would say that it would probably impact your property value in a negative way. I would argue that.
I feel it would.
Do you have any other ideas, gentlemen?
Hi, my name is Asif.
I'm sorry, what was that? Your name?
Yeah, my name is Asif, ASIF, just like as if, let's say. And here's my partner Khan.
Let me start with one thing. If we go 25 feet, this is $6 million, almost $7 million project right here. And I understand what he's saying, but if you don't allow the variance of that, you don't even have a truck stop in our city. So why you allow the truck stop in the first place? So with the truck stop, go with the signs. 25 feet sign will serve nothing to us, because the ground, if you look at the ground, it was in the flood zone. We have to raise it up from the flood zone. If we leave the 25, we can hardly see the sign, if you're passing by. It's going to negatively impact our business to pay the bank. Business-wise, is be a very bad decision. Why I want to disturb anybody property for raising 50? That's Phillips 66 suggested. That is not like you will boost the jobber people who supply the gas and diesel. They suggested that 25 feet sign will be waste of money. We 50 feet he asked maximum. We're going to go between 40 to 50 feet on this sign.
Your business.
And it's not going to be lighted 24/7. Only the price sign, which signs are not, only the price sign will be, lit up 24/7. Phillips 66 and the Charlie's sign will be lit up only in the night. And when Charlie's is not 24-hour, when Charlie's is closed, we will shut down the Charlie's sign.
The night is what we're concerned about.
Right.
Your business will be highly visible coming down that bypass, coming to it, with or without a sign. You're going to be lit up. Your parking lot, your business will be lit up. There's no way to hide your business. Everyone will see it, whether your sign was 50 foot or 30 foot. So
One argument I have, if you see the picture that he has over here,
You speak up.
I mean, he doesn't see, I mean, if you see the picture out there, I don't think this shows the tree line over there. If you go like I was, I mean, going in the afternoon and right now the tree has no leaves, but I cannot see the building even though it's pretty high already. I mean, it's still, I mean, below the highway line, but I cannot see because of the tree line, which is right at the corner, unless I cut all the trees.
Josh, can you pull up that overhead view? Click pretty please. Pretty please, Josh. Thank you, sir. And you're saying it's gonna be right at 11:30, but they own the whole parcel of 11:10?
Yeah,
So why
up that
couldn't
way
you
there.
just move the sign back and keep it under the normal rules? Couldn't you move it further back so that the tree line isn't an
Further
issue?
north?
Then the people going on the roundabout won't serve the purpose, you know.
Oh, I'm pretty sure they're gonna see it there.
That's what the engineer said. So
Like,
I don't know. I will not have
like
any.
east
Bring
and
that
west.
in a little bit,
Well-
Josh, so we can see the north.
And I would also recommend, like,
Yeah.
if it was me,
They own
being that
everything
you've
to the
invested
sea.
over $7 million in the project, I would probably approach the county and ask them to put you a little sign somewhere that's like food, drink, rest, like you see
Yeah,
across
they would.
every other
Right.
place in the world.
Yeah, they do it when you first come on the bypass.
And so you could get that kind of a signage that would alert drivers to this being here and still stay within proper heights so that we don't damage Mr. Wilson's property value and we don't have to make a 240% concession on the variance.
Yeah, so what about moving it further up to the north?
We don't want to move further up.
Actually, further north, because it was already designed by the engineer and stuff. There's also, I mean, if you go on the further north on the property, there's
There's a leeway there for the bridge. Yeah, there is a like detention pond.
yeah, I mean, the detention pond.
I've seen the retention.
Yeah, this is, it's right over there.
But it's your retention
So
pond
that's
is
why
in from the.
Yeah, we have,
Whole corner.
we have like, I mean, two detention ponds, one
Yeah,
on
I've
the
seen
front
it.
side and one on the back side.
Yeah, I can actually show that.
Yeah.
So you
So
think.
this up here
Yeah.
is the retention pond.
And it's a-
And there's a second retention pond further north.
No, it's down
No,
here.
no, it's on the front, right?
Oh, okay, so. That doesn't answer your argument for it. You could still have plenty of room to move north.
You know,
If he,
That gets it back from the tree line.
yeah.
I assume that's what
I mean,
you're
if you
saying.
move more north, then it's only more visible. People are going north and south rather than east and west direction. What we are trying to capture is actually both sides, you know, the people who drive.
You won't, you'll have very few coming from the west because we don't allow the big trucks.
I'm not talking about the trucks, you know, the trucks, I know they come only from that side, but other vehicles, you know, we just don't depend on the trucks to survive on them, you know.
Well, I can tell you that everybody in Arc City knows this place is going in.
Yeah.
Everybody's completely aware of it. So anybody
Yeah.
coming from the west is gonna be probably a native or somebody from the area that's fully aware of it.
Yeah.
And anybody from the east, north, or south, unless they're completely blind and shouldn't be driving anyways, they are gonna see this thing.
Yeah.
Like that, it's unmistakable, it's unmissable.
I agree.
Oh,
I think you guys already have made the point.
so one argument is like, no, I mean, the gentleman over there, he had argument that the light, because of the light is concerned about. So that light is not the high beam light, you know, reflecting on the ground. It's just the illumination of the sign, I mean, and it's gonna be LED sign, which just light enough so that you see in the dark. It
Yeah,
just-
it's not Las Vegas.
I mean, light up the board only. I mean, even if you're standing 5 feet far away from the light, you won't even see the light. You know, it's just illuminating the room. That's it. It's not like high beam light or some headlights like that.
Yeah.
Just illumination. It's just light, so that's it. That you see in the dark and you see, oh, this is light, that's it. So it's not like reflective.
My issue with this question, before even dirt was turned, we had a discussion about signage in Arc City, not even to this level. And that question was voted down. And if we approve this variance, just as you heard in the discussion before, if we do this, then I'm going to see every business in and around Arc City say, I want to sign this big too. And it will never stop. At some point, we have to dig our heels in and say no. So I don't want to set a precedent here that's going to cause us more work there.
One thing is because, where we are is on one of the highways, and if I were in the town, inside the town with the houses and markets around me, I wouldn't be asking. I know they don't allow. Nobody allows. Not even the high rise is allowed. So
Yeah,
I know.
I think this one's different than the others. I think all the other signs, like if you're on Casey's on Summit Street, first of all, you're not on a, the height is the height. Here we've got the bypass, the height of the bypass.
Right.
Secondly, we're actually we're on a highway. It actually is a highway, which is the only highway we have in the city limits.
Well,
So I think the special rules would be for a highway that's raised
Here's
different
my
than
issue,
Casey's on
though,
Summit.
to address that, is if we do it here, I can see almost immediately Casey's on the north side of town.
I guess I'm not following.
right down here,
But they're
Burger
not-
Junkie tried to do this,
Exactly.
and they got shut down. This is a highway.
This is the highway and the other truck
Well,
stop is going
so-
on one.
I guess highway speed, and then the height, I think the height of the road is
Help you
different.
understand, I am very pro-business, and when you announced that you're coming, I was excited about that. And because of the sign, I have a card, I will go out and shop there. But I just can't do variances.
We got all that.
It would be rough I think it would be right in here.
The retention pond?
Yeah, somewhere right in here.
How far from the edge of the property is it? From the east side of the property?
Quarter mile, at least at the most for their.
No, it's not that far.
No, I'm asking how far is the retention pond from the east side of that pink line?
Like the setback.
I don't
Yes.
know exact measurement on that, but
I can't remember from looking, driving by, but I would guess at least 20 feet.
I thought so
Yep.
too. I've driven by and looked at it several times.
yeah, you really can't tell on there.
Josh, do you know, any other signs in town? Have we done other variances?
We've done other sign variances.
So do we already have signs more than the limit?
We have, I think, signs probably larger than 100 square feet. Certainly, like that shoe sensation sign, for instance, is a very large sign.
I'm just thinking, if we have other people.
But we don't have anything that high.
And high.
Like on flat ground, then I don't see why this one wouldn't at least meet the max of anything we have. And the point earlier, the one that we denied was for a full-size billboard that wasn't even advertising a business, just put up in a parking lot.
It was for property.
It was just a for-profit sign. It wasn't
Right.
like, hey, here's the
Here's
pizza
this.
place. It was
Right.
just, I want to put up a billboard and make money off of it.
Um,
So it wasn't really like a
Yeah.
sign advertising a business.
Oh, but what is the purpose of a sign, right? It's to make money for a business.
Well, that's true.
Whether it's
That was-
parked in front of a business or whether it's being
No.
sold as a piece of real estate, like.
That's true. That's what it was. But again.
Yeah.
Where to the situation we just went through with the carport. This was a process we went through, if you remember, this last year for signage, an ordinance for signage.
Yeah, we changed the regulations for billboards.
So that we wouldn't
For
be going,
billboards,
we wouldn't be going for signs.
for all signs.
Yes, so we wouldn't be going through this.
Help me
I
understand.
understand your need.
If
I
they're in the
understand
county,
you
why are we
want.
addressing this
I
issue?
think
They are not in the county.
Okay,
Across the
No.
street.
Yeah.
okay.
across the street.
Okay.
But I think there is a solution for you that would take, in that picture there, where is the sign going to be proposed?
It's so it's right here.
Okay, now draw your line straight north.
Up here.
I mean, you have room there. Yes, you have a retention pond, but this space between the retention pond and the bypass, your sign could be moved further north.
Ma'am, if you know that sign costs $200,000, and if you don't serve this thing, we're not going to put the sign. That's all it is. This does not serve the purpose to help the business. And as he explained, it is not the sign like a searchlight sign like a on the jailhouse that affecting other people across the street. If you go on the highway, I can send you the pictures in Dallas city limit, in Texas, in Oklahoma, Perry, we doing a project. They all gave us the variance for that. They have a 20 feet sign, they gave a 40 feet variance. They gave it to Love's over there. Maybe Pilot come over here, you are killing my future and city future business. Maybe Love's or Pilot, we are in talk with Pilot, city manager is not here. We are talk with TA for the diesel side. They're not going to work on those 20, 25 feet sign. You're killing the future prospect of this business too.
Well, what recourse do they have? They could get an attorney and go to district court, right?
Yes, if we turn it down.
The problem, I will say this, I didn't say this earlier. When you take something to district court, what they're really going to be looking at is whether or not you guys handled this correctly, that you gave them proper due process. They are probably not going to rule on our regulations because the regulations are not a state level thing. They're not going to tell us that our regulation is wrong unless they're unconstitutional.
What they're gonna rule on is, did we do our job?
My thought is that we have to balance the needs of the city, the businesses, and the individual property owners.
Yes.
On this commission. And even though I consider myself an entrepreneur and I love the idea that business is coming in, it's not my job here to rule in what's going to make your business the most money. And I have to look out for everybody and everything. And I didn't see in the previous case, I didn't see harm to anyone else necessarily. But here I am seeing, and someone came to speak about the harm that they believe that would be on their property, not to mention the extreme amount of variance we would be granting. And those things taken together lead me to believe that at this time, without further research and discussion, I couldn't support that, considering that there's other ways to go about this that we could then discuss and talk about,
Well, at the roundabout, there's lots of light pollution. There's trucks and cars going around the roundabout all night long, and they're shining lights all the way around there. There's lots of light pollution. There's street lights. There's going to be lights over here. I just wonder if we can't compromise the size of the sign, or maybe the height, a little bit of a compromise.
We will. That's why I said the 50, the engineer just put the 50, where they do normally on the highway. But because we talked to Josh about this. Josh is, how long is Josh is working with us, on this project. Sure. Then we were working with this manager, before Randy, we were working with the other manager. It's not easy to bring this kind of magnitude business in this area.
We appreciate it.
And all I'm asking, we are working, I'm not here to get this. I'm not here to judge anyone on that. I'm just telling you guys how the business, I don't know about housing, maybe you know your job, but I know my business.
Sure.
And the only reason I'm here at 7 o'clock in the night here, I was there all day today, to try to complete the project. So we are moving forward with it. Is signage, that's the best visibility. Science study goal. So where is the best place to go? Yeah, where is the best visibility for that sign? Otherwise, we can put a little momentum sign, which is costing $10,000 for some price. What the hell, people come, they know the place. But we not depend on the local.
Yeah, those that can have small bays.
Just on the local people. So that's the sign, when you build a truck stop, it's like, if you say, you want to do the barbecue, but you don't grill the meat. I mean, so it's just, I don't know how to explain it, but to your question,
warning.
whatever, we can get more than 25 feet, we will appreciate it. I'm not saying just grant 50 feet.
I like the
Whatever,
just
give us
visible.
We will even work with the city. I'm not here.
Visible from the road.
I understand your point of view, but if you
That's a
can
great
meet somewhere in the middle, it'd be a great. That's
I
all.
like to.
Well, like he said, it's 200% variance.
That's why I
Yeah,
said.
like you said, but to my, I was saying one thing that we are already.
You can make
He's
this.
trying.
Well, but was, the bypass was there, now, first of all, how did you all come by that land?
It was introduced by one of the realtor.
City manager.
So did you guys buy the land from the city?
Yes.
Okay, and at the point that you bought the land from the city, was the bypass already there?
Yes.
Okay, so you were full aware before you entered into financial commitment on this site or this business, where you were building and the hardships that might be encountered?
We talked to the manager in the city and they said that they just finally did not installation.
Well, unfortunately, the city manager doesn't.
Even if the city manager, I'm not talking about rent.
Right, Nick Hernandez, I guess,
Yes.
yeah. Well, Nick Hernandez said all sorts of,
Yes,
all sorts of people.
How difficult would it be for you to maintain your sign within the level of the?
I wish if you can go there. If you can go there, you see that we are already losing, if it's a flat ground, and we have 25, 30 feet, on the hill, it might work out. We're already starting.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
like,
like
you said,
going
exactly, like,
down.
it's 30 feet.
Understand heights above average terrain.
That's the only
But the question is, how difficult would it be for you to maintain your sign within their?
It's going to cause hardship, and just like you are concerned about the residents' property value, we're going to lose the property value after build. Because you are concerned, so I will become your neighbor also after that. Once we build.
And the revenue.
And it's going to affect revenue all around. It's not just, not me losing the business.
Gentlemen,
Yes.
we have a compromise proposal. Okay, you'd still have to come back to us for a variance,
Sure.
but it's something. Now, I drive cross country. I own a house in Oregon and I go to Kentucky.
Yes,
So I drive cross country frequently. Okay? Commonly, when I'm coming down the highway and I see that great big truck stop sign, it's not where the truck stop is. The truck stop is quite a ways from it. And in front of the truck stop is a smaller sign, something that's appropriate for where they are located. Commissioner Mike Berganini has, and I think his suggestion is a good one, come back for a variance to do a large sign at the north end of your property against the bypass and put a much smaller sign that would go with the ordinance we have where your business is. That will get everything you want.
Ma'am, you are already increasing the budget only, that's why we only want.
I'm sorry for your budget. But,
I mean, I really don't understand. So like, you're saying to come back with the same, the
this
height of
one,
the
a
sign? Or
smaller sign that is within the ordinance that we have, that is by the business, say where you want to put this sign, could be approved without coming to us. It could go through Josh. A larger sign that is north, the north end of your property, you could come before us again for the variance, but we're much more likely to approve that.
But that will be like two signs.
You're in essence.
Well, you can do one if you want, like, we're not telling you to do two, we're trying to give you options.
We're giving you a
When we talk
compromise
about,
that we can buy.
compromise on the same sign.
They own. They
All the
own
way.
quite a
If
bit.
I would have been on the committee when they voted to let them have rezoning, I would have never approved it for that.
You've driven cross country, and you've seen the sign, the construct signs that I know would need a truck sign.
The only argument is on the roundabout, the reason we came.
Right, but location
Initially we
matters.
came, what the city told us that they are losing a lot of diesel volume. And it's all going to the other cities, bypassing this area. Plus they are building this roundabout area at that time so that 18-wheeler don't come inside the city and they go from the roundabout. That was the whole purpose, that was the attraction. So that east and west direction also, which is, I mean, may not be more traffic now, but it will increase later on. That's the attraction, that all four sides can see the sign. One place.
Gentlemen, you do know that semis are not allowed to drive through our town.
We're not talking about town, that's why we build it,
So
because it's a bypass.
So somebody, so a
I'm
big truck or
on this,
anybody
I'm on this
coming,
project for
Gentlemen.
5-6 years, waste my time on this already.
gentlemen,
Yes.
please hear me out.
Yes.
If you're coming from the east, they're going to see your truck stop. They're going to know it's there. You're gonna have the great big sign to the north, the smaller sign. They will see you, no doubt. By the time they get to that location, they're gonna need gas.
Yes, ma'am.
They're not allowed to drive into
If
town.
you want, two signs,
So-
I know my situation and I know where we stand and, the interest rate and all that economy, we don't want to be bankrupt with one project. So if we want to only do one sign, that's all of it.
I'm sorry.
If it can be compromised on that thing, I thought you were going to compromise on the height of that thing. That's what I thought. I didn't thought you were saying you're going to have two signs.
I have a one suggestion. The main problem was that what I heard so far is it's about the light. If I can.
That's one.
It's one of the light.
It's one of them. The
Yeah,
other
okay.
is,
But the light, I already
Signs.
told that that's just the illumination is not that bright sign that used to be. So that's gone. Now the height, yeah, okay, height is the thing. And the reason, and the gentleman also says that we can compromise it because we are already almost 15 to 20 feet under from the highway, as lower ground. So if we get like at least 10, 20 feet more, then it's just visible. Like, okay, if not 50, maybe, 40, we can work up and it would be, resolve all the issues if you guys can consider.
That's very smart of you. I don't know either of you guys, but I have done big business with big companies. I'm from LA and I lived a long time out there. I grew up here, but I can tell you, when you enter into projects, like you're literally negotiating with us. We are stakeholders in
Yes.
this situation. When you come with an aggressive attitude and you act like that to stakeholders, like,
No.
no, I know this, I know that, and you're being very, like, I understand where you're coming from, but you gain more, and I need to listen to my own advice sometimes, you gather more with honey than you do with vinegar, right? You gather more flies with honey than you do vinegar. And your attitude alone would go a long ways in winning some of us over. But based on the merits, I'm going to vote no.
gentlemen, most of the people here in this commission are business people. We own businesses or have owned businesses. I work commercial construction in San Diego as a project manager. I've owned numerous properties here. We all understand budget. We all understand budget restrictions, restraints. So the compromise we've offered is something more viable for us. When you come and are arbitrary with us, then back. And what Travis said is definitely true. Attitude goes a long ways. So at this point, do you have something?
I have something. As our chairman has mentioned, we aren't country hicks. We understand business and we understand budget. And I would offer that you go back to 1266 and the restaurant that is going to be in your facility and say, we need a bigger sign. We need a bigger sign, and let them pay for it because they will match stuff, in-kind stuff. There's all kinds of tricks that businesses at the corporate level will do for making my business a success beyond this committee. So work some magic out there too. We are not your enemy.
We already tried that. They don't want to do anything on it. On the
You need a letter of recommendation from this committee.
The only issue, as I say, I don't know, if you said we come, I come, or we come too hard. It's not the case. We were here all day at the site.
And I'm happy that
Like
you're.
10 hours we were there watching, and now we come here and I was not even under impression that it's going to be any issue. You know, I have no idea.
We can
You
help
know,
you
but-
so much,
Yeah, so,
but
but
you've already heard me say, if we do this, I can count on a number of other places in this county or in this city that are gonna want, well, you did it for them, y'all, why aren't you doing it for us?
I mean, like I already said, when we are on the highway, if there's somebody, like, I mean, around the houses, of course, there.
There's plenty of people that can justify a need for an increased sign in this town.
Just Coons across the street.
How-
What
how-
we offered as a compromise, you would still have to come back and go and apply for a variance.
Yes.
Would be more open to that because you would actually be north, away from houses.
Right.
You'd be fully visible.
Right.
To anybody on that bypass or anybody coming from the east. They would see you easily.
So you're saying basically come back for the height variance by moving a little bit forward.
I don't-
For the
To
difference.
be height,
I don't know that they necessarily need to come back. What would that accomplish?
Well, because we know
because they
that
don't have a plan.
we don't have a plan
nothing
of what
to
they
look at.
want. So we'd be approving something blindly
Yeah, we
if
can't
they
do
come back to the.
All you guys are asking is for them to move the sign location.
And they haven't agreed to it. Not only-
That's fair.
Okay.
If they don't agree to it, then yes.
At this point, we will vote tonight on what is presented to us. Our suggestion, and that all it is a suggestion, gentlemen. Our suggestion is that you consider a smaller sign at the business that you can just go through Josh, and not even see us, and a larger sign up the north side of your property. You would need a variance, but believe me, we'd be much more open to it. It would not affect any of the property owners. And it would be fully visible from long ways.
But we can only go like up to like, 20 feet, you said, right? I mean, that's much space. we
How
have,
far
right?
can they, what is the ordinance? Josh, on where they are,
25 feet.
25 feet?
Yeah.
You'd still be seen, ASAP. You'd be seen.
We are, without variance, we can go 25 feet. We don't have to be here. We can just build it.
Yeah, yeah,
25
that's
feet.
what I'm saying.
So that's what she's
I
saying.
mean, what you're saying, if you go
I think
back
back
to,
to-
then we can,
Yeah.
Back to where I was earlier. We have signs over 25 feet right now. And also, I feel like maybe we put all these sign ordinances in place, but do we have something special for the bypass? Because I think something on the bypass deserves different rules
Isn't
than
it?
Summit Street.
It isn't that this is on the bypass, it's where it is on the bypass. I mean, it was further north where the bypass is, or an area where there's not housing, that'd be different, but it isn't. And each of those would bring a variance request, and that's something we'd be much more open to saying yes, but this affects residences and also affects businesses around there. We have a greenhouse. We have Coons Mechanical.
Right, but I guess
And those would
businesses-
also affect residential areas.
And maybe we need something that says, on the highway, on the bypass. I mean, I think the height thing is the main thing that gets me. It's, they're starting at a 15, 20-foot difference than every other sign in town.
But also there's another house that this will affect too, that we hadn't considered. Across the street from Wilson's, across Kansas, is a property that is inhabited. So at this point, I don't want to revisit another ordinance if we don't have to. I'd
Right.
much rather listen to variances
So
as
what-
they come up.
What do we think about taking the 15 feet into account, calling it 40 instead?
because we are already lower ground.
You're still going to affect properties around there and also every other property.
But not any more than every Casey's Love Station in Arc City.
You're already there.
They're the same, they're rules to affect.
You can't be a nice guy all the time.
Madam Chair,
I know that's hard.
I just don't think this fits the rules we have in place.
Yes,
I
sir.
think we missed the purpose.
I move that we end discussion on this topic.
We will as soon as we're at that point.
Can we limit the time left to discuss it then? Can we put a
We're
time
all
on it?
free, we are all free to say what we have to say. Is there anybody else that has something to say?
Well, any sign that we put out there is gonna be, it's gonna have an effect on other houses out there.
Yes, it is.
And
But-
and the reason they put this there is because the roundabout's right there. And the roundabout is a highly trafficked area, I mean, and so, I don't think that the height of the sign is gonna make a lot of difference. I understand the size of it. You know, it's gonna be a big sign, but it's not an LED advertisement, you know, it's not a huge, it's not gonna be real bright, like, go through Newkirk at night in that dentist office, that sign will blind you,
Yes.
you know, and it's low. It would be better if it was 25 or 50 feet there.
You really wouldn't see it, huh?
Yeah, you know, so, you know, I don't know. And I don't know why they couldn't put 4 signs on that highway that are brighter, smaller, lower,
Further north.
and they could just line the whole thing with a bunch of signs legally without an ordinance. I know, I'm not saying that's the, but I'm just saying that there's ways that they could make, you know, split the 200% variance 4 ways, you know, and just spread the signs out the whole length. And then there's still the light pollution.
I agree, but Chris, I don't think that's the goal, and I don't think that's really
I
what's
just
going to
want
happen.
to have one request, final. thing,
Yes, sir.
You know, if you guys can consider, you know, I thought if you want to give whatever leverage or variance, if you can please give on that sign, you know, instead of pushing us back for the larger sign, on the 25, I understand the guy saying the variance should be like 5, 10 feet here and there. So whatever you can give us a variance on that, on the current sign, proposed sign, we will really appreciate your help on that. You all are business-minded people, you know, putting 2 signs here and there.
Would you like us to discuss that?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Since we are already under the.
Right.
We
Josh?
that much, we willing to work. I don't know if I come a different way or something. It's
Our
not
signs,
I apologize.
okay, for them
You know, but we are want to work with you guys. And that's why we are here. You know,
Gentlemen.
I'm not standing in front of anywhere else, you know.
Let us discuss it.
Yes, please.
Okay, this is the proposed sign. Is this what they're counting as square footage, the whole thing?
Yes, so I calculated this, and this, and that's where it came up.
That's where you came up with that.
Whatever that was.
Okay, so if we could compromise, this is 50 feet. If we could bring this all down, so they still have some, what is our height limit now? 25? Okay, and they are below grade there for the highway,
They
right?
are below grade based on the levy, yes.
So, okay, and what is this? You know what this measurement is?
I'm afraid I don't.
Well, if that's 50,
Do you know any of the other dimensions of, like, how high this?
No, actually, engineers, they actually submitted, directly to the city, so.
do you know from your base to here what the measurement is approximately? Okay, this is 50.
You can give
Half of
whatever.
it.
We can proportion it.
It's not there.
I think it's on the next page.
Yes, I'm on that.
Is it, let me see. Let me see if I have it in the packet.
Okay,
Yeah. There you
Yeah,
go.
still.
Right there on your left finger.
yeah,
If you can't use
25
the word, then APRS.FI, ham radio thing to tell you elevation.
Okay, so there's that one.
Yeah, right there.
We got it, Josh.
okay, yeah, okay.
Oh, that one does have it. Okay, that's what this drawing
So,
is too.
Yeah, so we could bring, so if that's 25, where this is,
Yeah, the top of the price sign is about 25 feet.
okay. Bringing this down against it, and what is this, 12 feet? Okay. We can bring it to 37, right? So minus,
So I said, I mean.
But that could go,
The
you could
40
just call it 40.
Yeah, 40 feet is.
Yeah.
The most important part of your sign is how big.
Well,
5 foot 2.5 inches.
That's the,
Oh, because the price is, what you think?
And that's all anybody cares about. You know what I mean?
I understand.
They don't care if it's a Phillips 66 or unless they're a frequent shopper like Lloyd, but they want to see those gas prices. You got 50 feet and only 5 of it's for the gas.
Yes, buddy.
Well, the pictures you see,
and we
the
made
feet.
this one.
You don't have to put a sign in. No.
No,
Yeah.
this is 15 feet.
Yeah, there's one down the street.
That's, I mean, that's standard. for us.
Right.
Yeah.
Plenty of
Travis.
Travis, just one.
10 feet.
But
But this is,
if you give us a little
yeah,
bit,
this is.
Yeah.
This is,
we are not driving.
this is great. Zero, it's a zero.
and this is 50. So drive,
Driving services, 15.
yeah.
Dottie, I'm gonna need a 15-minute recess if we're gonna go on the whole live.
Would you guys like, do you want to table it or you want to vote tonight? Do you want to discuss it?
I want a 15-minute recess.
No.
Sure, well, I don't think that's happening. Okay, gentlemen. We can hash this all night. We have some ideas. We need to finish this up now and talk, visit with you, Josh, about some different ideas, see if there's something we can pass.
Sure.
Okay? So, gentlemen, I think we've discussed this. Unless you have something new to discuss, could I have a motion to end the public hearing?
I move we end this public hearing on the consideration of the variance for the sign at 1110 East Kansas.
Do I have a second?
A second?
You can't.
I can't.
Yeah, you're actually not supposed to.
Thank you. I have a motion and a second. Do I have any further discussion? Okay, this will be a roll call. Wait a minute. We can't.
Okay.
We have to come out of the public hearing.
We-
I need a motion to come out of this public hearing.
I just,
That's what he was doing.
Oh, you ended public hearing.
Yeah.
You seconded it. Okay. I thought you were voting on the sign.
Sorry, it's been a long meeting.
It's a long meeting. Okay.
Yours.
Is that a roll call to come out of the public hearing?
Yeah.
Okay. All in favor signify with aye.
I,
Opposed? We're out of the public hearing. Stay put. Okay, gentlemen, do I have a motion on the sign?
I move we vote on this variance for the sign at 1110 East Kansas Avenue.
We're gonna vote on the variance, but we have to vote to deny.
I vote we deny as it's currently proposed.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any further discussion?
Are you thinking table?
No, we're voting.
Okay.
This is-
Okay.
Restate the question.
The motion is to deny a variance for the sign,
Thank you.
As it
As
stands.
presented.
as it is, okay, as presented today.
You get that, Teresa?
This should be the roll call. John,
Okay, Lloyd Colston,
Yes.
Chris Johnson,
Yes.
Travis Pierman, Cody Richardson,
Yes.
and Dottie Smith.
yes. Okay, you signed it denied as presented to us today. Please keep that in mind. Okay, we need a motion to adjourn.
I move we adjourn.
Second.
The board, no, you.
No, the meeting,
Jumping.
right, the direct, the.
The Board of Zoning.
Yeah.
Hold it.
I need a 15-minute recess.
We're just gonna adjourn. Okay, gentlemen, I have a motion to adjourn the Board of Zoning Appeals. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor signify with aye.
Aye.
Great. Is there any further business for the planning commission?
The only thing I was going to bring up was and this is a little less important now because I'm actually filling it in, but it considered shrinking the planning commission to 7. We will have 8, hopefully after the next city commission meeting. So that may not even be an issue. Part of it was trying to fill the seats. The other idea I've had, we brought this, we noticed this tonight. When we wrote the regulations, we excluded the growth members from the board of zoning appeals. And I wonder if it wouldn't be appropriate to allow them to be members of.
No.
If you don't want to do that, that's fine.
The reason I don't
But I'm
is
just.
because these are city issues and you're giving county. And I've seen this happen with another board that I served on. We brought the county in and it turned into something. Not saying that the ones we currently have would, but the potential is there. So I think
That's
it's
right.
not.
I just wanted to ask you.
Gentlemen, can I have a motion to adjourn?
I'm going to adjourn the meeting.
I'm moving.
Wait a second.
Second.
All in favor signify with aye.
Aye.
Great.
All opposed, turn off the light.
Hey, Sam.